No Country for Old Men is the Best Picture winner that was released in 2007 and depicts a Texan man running from a hitman after he embezzles $2 million from a group of deceased Mexican drug lords. I'll be analysing the infamous coin toss scene from the movie, which depicts the film's antagonist threatening a man in a service station about what the most he has lost on a coin toss is. I will be analysing this scene via codes and conventions made clear through the acronyms COPMES and CAMELS. COPMES stands for Cause and Effect, Opening, Development and Resolution, Point of View, Multiple Storylines, Establishment and Development of Characters and Relationships, Structuring of Time and Setting. CAMELS stands for Camera Techniques, Acting, Mice and Scene, Editing, Lighting and Sound. On to the scene analysis. The opening shot tells us a lot. With the dull colour palette and the ominous swinging of the sign and the mechanical noise in the background, it keeps us on the edge of the seat before the scene even begins. The first shot within the gas station is of the owner. The owner is the subject of the frame, and the cables that hang behind him are like nooses, which ties into one of the messages of the film that death follows us and is following the owner at this time. Next shot is of Anton alone in the frame, showing that Anton is indifferent towards the owner, almost as if he is unaware of the owner's presence or doesn't care for it. When the owner asks Anton a question, the frame gets expanded to include both characters in the scene within the shot. This happens because Anton has been made aware of the owner's presence and hence will act hostile towards him. This acts as a mini catalyst within the scene, but not for the narrative as a whole. Over the shoulder, back and forth shots depict Anton taking up more frame than the old man in both of the shots to imply that he has the most power within the scene and has the most control of the situation at hand. Contrastive light on both of their faces signifies death is around them both and is a part of them, at the end of their lives and the threat of it in this scene. The shadow being that representation of death for them both. Anton is the embodiment of death, and the owner has the threat of death from Anton. When the owner tries to end the conversation by closing up shop, Anton is alone in the frame once more. This is the moment that Anton decides to play a game with the owner. The owner is now shot by himself to show that he knows that he is in some form of danger. However, he is not entirely sure what danger he is in or what will happen. Anton is dressed in black to represent that he himself is death, and ties into a message of the film, that death is random and can come at us at any time. The owner is dressed in brighter colours to show his innocence and make us feel for him a little more, as to raise the stakes for the character more. When the owner says that it is his wife's father's place, Anton is disgusted and uses facial expression to show his disgust. Anton thinks that the owner has not worked for where he is in life. The Coen brothers emphasize this point by the old machinery that has been left outside of the window behind the owner being visible in the shot. When the owner shows a joyful reaction to Anton's disgust, the joyfulness of the owner being emphasized by the smiley face merchandise in the background of the shot. Anton starts to play his coin game. They're now in single shots to show their differences. Placement of the wrapper and the diegetic noise that it makes is important to the scene. It is like a fuse being lit. Anton is about to explode into violence, and the coin toss is the only thing stopping him from doing so. It also makes the audience feel threatened by something as harmless as the wrapper, because the audience is made to feel as vulnerable and fearful as the old man, and for him. Coin hits the counter, a very subtle use of non-diegetic sound starts, and it is almost undetectable, like a low humming noise in the background. It is also like a continued vibration of the coin hitting the countertop. Fun fact, composer Carter Burwell's score for this film consists of only 16 minutes of music. The non-diegetic sound stops when Anton removes his hand from the coin later in the scene. Now back to the over-the-shoulder shots, but with a twist this time. The camera is now pushing in, signaling the emotional tension in the scene is rising, and so the camera movement reflects the tension. It's never fully explained why Anton does this, as the owner will not come back and be an annoyance later, like Woody Harrelson's character Carson Wells could be. The only reason why Anton does this is because the owner antagonized him, and his morals are led by the flip of a coin. If the owner refused to play the game, he would have been killed, like what happens to Moss's wife at the end of the film. We see the owner's face again. He is alone in the frame, as if trying to distance himself away from Anton, who has just offered to kill him. Anton's monologue at the end of the scene explaining what the purpose of the coin is ties into his morals about fate, but is purposefully left ambiguous by the Coen brothers so the audience can interpret what the true purpose of the coin toss is. Fun fact, in the book in which this movie is based off, this scene is set at night, but the Coen brothers decided to turn it into day to emphasize how scared the man was of Anton. A Country for Old Men is a masterpiece of a movie, and the Coen brothers have done an excellent job of bringing their pessimistic worldview to the big screen in yet another acclaimed movie. While the representations within the film are real in their own world to a degree, they are only symbolic to the audience watching the film, and are not real as we are not watching two men talk in real life, yet rather through a screen. Hi, I'm Comic Central, and if you like this scene analysis, then make sure to hit that like button and comment about the movie, whether you enjoyed it when you watched it or whether you didn't. Or so you can comment about this analysis, a future video idea that you may have, or just anything that you want to. Also, make sure to subscribe and turn on the notification bell to keep up to date with new videos coming out every Sunday. And with that said, I'll see you guys next video. Bye.